Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Amit, and in today's video I'm going to go for a haircut and I'm going to bring you guys along with me. Now, if you don't already know, I had 2 hair transplants done and now I have a lot of hair on my head. I used to basically be pretty much bald, but now I have a good set of hair at the front, the middle, and as well as the back. My donut area has been growing out like crazy. I haven't cut my hair intentionally in 2 months because I wanted to have the opportunity to let my hair grow out and show you guys what it looks like as long as it can be. But it's come to a point where it's become way too messy and disheveled. Every morning I wake up, it's not a good look. So I'm gonna go down to a salon and I'm gonna get a professional to look at my hair and get a cut that I think is decent. Now, the fun thing is that my wife has decided to choose my haircut for today. She went through a bunch of different pictures and picked a hairstyle that she liked. So I'm gonna go with that. Any of my Indian fans out there, if you know who Akshay Kumar is, she decided to pick a hairstyle that he has currently, so let's see how that goes. But I'm going to show this to the barber as well and see what he can do about it. I will talk to him about how I've had 2 hair transplants and what areas to look out for and what areas to try to avoid, but I'm going to leave it in his hands to see if he can get me the best possible look. I did also mention in my previous video that I am going back to Turkey. Wait till the end of this video and I'll explain exactly why I'm going back to Turkey, but it's going to be a real fun reason, and I hope you guys stick around till the end to find out. Anyway, my appointment is very soon, so let's go and get that haircut. Alright, so for those who also don't know, I am living in London right now. I've gotten a haircut in Vancouver, I've gotten a haircut in Singapore, and now I'm documenting my haircuts in London. So I've been living out in London now for about 2 years. It's been great, but it's just always so gloomy. Not a big fan of that, but you know, I've lived in all over the places of the world now, and I still think London's actually a pretty nice spot. If you haven't come out here, definitely consider it because it is quite the place to be, especially during summertime. So I decided to go with an award-winning hair salon in London called Silvercup for my haircut. I've heard good things about them. I've always wanted to check them out, so I figured this would be the perfect excuse to do so. They've got 2 salons in London, and I've chosen the beautiful Royal Wharf branch to head to. After checking in and admiring the studio, I was seated and waiting to meet the head barber, Andreas, who was looking after me today. My hair has been growing out way too much lately, and I think I'm due for a haircut. But a funny thing is that my wife has asked me to get a specific type of haircut. So I have a picture, which I'll show it to you right now. That's good. So she said, can you get this type of cut? So not too short on the sides, but relative there, and a little bit of thickness at the front so I can kind of style it upwards.
Okay. It looks like it's goes upwards evenly all the way through, so no more sort of sweep across.
Yeah,
okay.
So I'm happy to try that and to see how it goes. I'm not 100% sold on it, but I'm okay to try it, you know? Like, you're the professional, you should probably let me know what works best.
Yeah.
Also, because I believe this is more thicker hair, right? So it makes more sense.
Correct.
For me, because I've had 2 hair transplants, it's not so thick, but it's thick enough to at least try to get some sort of volume.
Mm-hmm. We can certainly head that way.
Yeah.
Okay. We can play safe to start with.
Yeah.
It looks like quite a lot of length off on top, so maybe we can start with halfway.
But like the size I'm okay with.
Yeah, side's perfect. No trouble at all. Right. Remember, as I mentioned to you, that this side currently has a good blend there.
Yeah.
You can see it's a nice sequence, sort of 90 degrees straight up.
Yeah.
And then we do have, due to that sweep, you have quite a low sweep across.
Correct.
We will lose this length just to do the same blend as here. You see the difference in here?
Yeah.
Hairs,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which will work well heading towards that picture.
Fair.
Yeah? It'll be absolutely fine in that sense.
As you know, I've had 2 hair transplants, and there will be areas that will be a little more sparse versus thicker. So just when you're cutting the hair, just make sure you try to blend it in a little better. Especially the back. I know the back is not as strong as the other areas, but especially this area here, if we can just make it, blend it to make it a little more seamless.
Sure.
Yeah, we can
Of
try
course.
to make it.
Yeah, this is certainly the weakest point here.
Yeah.
What we will do, we will start building a bit of a weight around this, just above the occipital bone, because we all have a flat head there.
Yeah.
So we definitely not go too high with scissor over comb, if you like.
Perfect.
And just start building a bit of a weight line here, just to prevent, showing that slightly finer part.
I'm all open to like hearing about what products also work for hair now, because I have hair now. In the past I didn't, so I wasn't sure how to tackle these type of things. So any advice would be great.
We'll show look into it as we go along, and I'll discuss whatever sounds can be done. Okay. We shall wash your hair.
Let's do it.
Brilliant. Come around.
All right, that was fun. Just got back from rinsing my hair and washing it. Looks pretty wet, but time for the cuts.
That's amazing results, really. You must be so chuffed.
I mean, yeah, I couldn't be happier.
When was the actual done then?
So the first operation was done in 2022.
2022.
The first one, just for the
Straight
front.
after COVID, is it?
Yeah, pretty much, right after COVID.
Yeah.
It was mostly for the front and the middle. And then I went back a second time in 2023 and the back basically was done.
Right.
But the back takes much longer to thicken up. But honestly, I don't know how much more thicker it's going to get.
I
But
think that's pretty much good. Really.
yeah, honestly.
It's still in progress, isn't it? It's still...
It's still in progress, but to be realistic, it's been almost 16 to 17 months since.
Right.
So I don't know how much more it'll grow.
Yeah.
But I am going back to Turkey in a week to the clinic.
You are?
Yeah.
Must be quite a good, big confidence boost.
Oh, 100%. Like,
yeah.
I
Did it follow
feel
you for a while then?
every day, to be
Every
honest.
day, yeah.
Because every morning you'd wake up and you'd see a lack of hair. It's always a little disheartening.
Cool.
But I think building so much confidence from it has been like the biggest thing for me.
Amazing. Okay, so I'm going to start at the back with the shortness. This is always a safe place to be. Sure. In case we see things doesn't go according to plan, then we can sort of, the back is back, we can sort of hide it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I will work with a classic scissor over comb, and then we'll just use the trimmers just to sort of tidy up the perimeter.
Sure.
But it's more of a sort of handwork,
Sure.
hand job if you like.
That sounds great.
That's a really nice shape there. So we start building a bit of a white line.
Yeah. It's actually pretty good. I haven't had a scissors cut on the side in a long time, so
Yeah.
it's very interesting.
Well, this will be roughly, I reckon, 90% handmade.
Again, I'm very used to just getting the like a number 3 on the side and kind
Yeah.
of moving on from there, but this is very nice.
So this is where you're gonna see a little bit more hair coming off as we're blending those sides. And remember those longer bits you have?
Yeah, yeah, happy to.
See some hair coming off the bigger scale, larger scale if you like. All gonna be worth it. This is really the time where we need to start making a little bit of a decision whether we still continue with some sort of sweep or follow your wife's wishes. To do the picture, you're probably looking to taking about that much off. Let's dry it first, and that sort of will reveal where we are.
Let's do it.
Grab a head. I think the blend is really good considering the transplant. There's just no issues at all. I mean, it's absolutely as good as we would want it to sit. So how long you live in Royal for then?
Just about 2 years now.
Yeah? Nice.
Um,
Where were you before?
So I used to live in Vancouver.
Oh, nice.
I was
I've
there
been to
for-
Vancouver.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Like it?
Loved it. So from Vancouver you came straight to London then?
Yeah, basically for love. My my wife was living in Hong Kong and I was living in Vancouver.
Oh my god, how did you do
And-
that?
So a family friend introduced us online during COVID, and I knew I wanted to marry her. So I told her like after 1 year of speaking online, we're like we need to meet.
No way.
So we met in Singapore first, spent some time there, went to Dubai together, and then a year later we decided to move to London. to be together.
In the middle, meet in the middle.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's great you had this chance and opportunity to do that.
exactly,
It's
yeah.
not easy. It's easier said than done, really.
yeah. So we ended up moving here, and 8 months later I proposed, and then we got married.
The rest is a history.
Yeah, pretty
Happily ever after.
Oh, good. Good for you. It's been good. It's been good.
Any travels this year?
Yeah, so I'm going to Turkey next week. Istanbul.
Istanbul, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Was it expensive?
No, not really. I went during COVID, so I only paid 2,800 euros.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Small price to pay for a absolute confidence boost.
exactly. It was crazy. Now they've increased their prices, but
Like everyone else.
yeah.
I think. Yeah.
when I went, it wasn't that bad. So.
Does it need to go anywhere shorter or anything?
I don't think so. To be honest,
Have a good play with it.
I don't think so. My main concern was just getting the right for the sides and the length at the top, but I think the length is really good here. And it's even now, which is really nice.
It's even. It's super even.
There's not too much of a fringe. I can still style it up if I want to. So yeah, I think it's good.
Nice.
Yeah, perfect.
So, shall we apply some products on it? It'll be probably mix of a little bit of a paste and maybe a like a dry texturizing shampoo.
Sure, yeah. I mean,
Right.
again, I don't mind trying out.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Just less is more with the product. This is our own Silvercup cooling paste. Our best sellers. Very sort of light. Just removes that sort of frizziness.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's just it.
Yeah.
Another day or two, it will settle in.
Yeah.
And it will really be 100%. But actually, this is perfect, right? And then we like to use the sorbet. It smells incredible. It's one of my favorite products. This one.
It smells really nice. Perfect.
Okay. All right.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, this is the final look. Just applied some creams. They have the Silvercup grooming clay, which is pretty good. They also have a dry texturizing spread they've used on me, so that's pretty interesting. Definitely might consider picking up some of these products for my hair, but yeah, I'm really happy overall, so it looks good. So, what was this again?
Yeah, so we the new service for Silvercup concept store is now we're able to diagnose the different issues with scalp, and we can really see it under the microscopic camera.
Okay.
We can see it's really fascinating to see what we see with your hair.
Sure.
Because with the follicle, ideally would like to see 2 to 3 hairs coming out from each follicle.
Yeah.
And we'll see how actually that grabbed your scalp.
Nice.
So
Let's
we
check it
just
out.
have a look. So obviously these are really super thick ones, and then we have a couple of thin in between. So we can see that transplant taking really well. Yeah. At the moment, you mainly see a singular growth.
Yeah.
Look at that. Right. Yeah. So scalp has a nice color. It's got a nice sort of glitter to it, a shine to it. So definitely no problem. I have not seen any issues with your scalp at all.
That's good to know.
Yeah, no, so it's always good to know. This sort of red pinkish color there you see, so this is just your blood cells under the scalp.
Got it. Yeah.
Which is great because you need those to sustain your transplant, if you like. The more blood cells there is. Look at that little short hair there.
Yeah. It's growing out. It's growing out.
Yeah. This is nice and good follicle there.
Yeah.
Really thick, super thick hairs.
Wow.
Amazing.
That's actually pretty cool to see. It's pretty crazy to see that, especially after my hair transplants. I haven't had a chance to see it like that again.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to be able to have this type of technology here as well.
You could monitor this in the next few months. Hopefully you'll see more of this. But I mean, this is super good. Colors are great. I mean,
Yeah, no,
happy days.
happy days, happy days, happy days.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Well, I just got my haircut. Looks good. I think I'm going to just go back home and try to restyle it a little bit, but I think it looks great overall. I think one super interesting thing was that how much the barber knew about my hair. I had to give him a little brief about my hair transplants, and he completely understood. He knew exactly what to do in order to make sure my hair looks as natural as possible. You know, granted, there are still some thinning areas in the back of my head, but he knew how to tackle that, and I'm really happy with the results so far. All right, I'm gonna go home and find out what my wife thinks about this.
Wait, I'm in the bathroom. I want to see.
Okay. How's it look?
Much better.
Wow, thanks. Alright, so I'm back home now. Overall, the hair is looking good. I am satisfied with how it's turned out. It's definitely a different type of haircut versus what I usually get. Using only scissors for the entirety of the haircut was quite an experience. Kind of liked how it was very tailor-made to me, so it was nice. It turned out well. My hair is looking much more neater. The donor area looks pretty neat and clean, and again, you can barely see any of the scarring that's left behind from the hair transplant. Now, moving on, as promised, I did say that I'd talk about a little bit why I'm going back to Turkey, and the reason is because I'm going for another hair transplant. No, not mine, but I'm going for a friend's hair transplant. I have a very close friend who's decided to go to Vera Clinic as well, and I'm going to accompany him and film his experience throughout to see what differences the hair transplant clinic has made during my time versus his time. I've just decided to tag along and try to film as much as I can. I've gotten permission by the clinic, of course, but yeah, I'm going to see if they've changed their ways or if there's anything else that I should share with my audience. Speaking of, if there's anything you guys want to see in particular at the clinic, let me know in the comment section below. I'm happy to go and ask the doctors and the clinic about any of the questions you guys have. So definitely do leave a comment below and I will try to gather all of those questions and go there and speak to the doctors itself. I also have a one-on-one hair consultation service that I can help you speak about anything about your hair transplants, about whether you want to go to a Vera clinic or a different clinic, or if you just have questions about the aftercare. I'm here to help. There's a link in the description below. Definitely check it out, and we can try to start to have that conversation. All right, I think that's all for me for today. Thanks for tagging along on all my adventures about getting a hair transplant. I'm trying to keep these videos interesting and hopefully they are very valuable to you as well. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll catch you guys very, very soon in the next one. Peace.